welcome back to another video. We are covering the NBA playoffs, so make sure you guys check out our other videos on the first round series matchups, and also subscribe to the page. Use the promo code below for Champions Round. Get a deposit match for the entire NBA playoffs. Here we go, Matt. Let's lock in. You're with Justin and Matt here, talking about Kings and Warriors. This should be a fun series.
I'm excited, and I feel like you're in Sacramento. So how is the buzz? Like, are you noticing, like, are people pumped? Like, how are we feeling going to this Warriors series?
It has been a long, almost 2 decades, Matt, since the Sacramento Kings have been in the playoffs. 16-year playoff drought ended the series. The city is going crazy right now, man. Tickets for this game, I've seen them upwards of $1,000 in the upper deck. Upper deck. Not only are you getting Sacramento Kings fans, there's also an influx of Golden State Warriors up here in Northern California who have seen this team kill over the last decade. So Kings Warriors is going to be crazy. Like normally when you go to Sacramento Kings games and they play the Warriors or the Lakers, because we're in California, the team travels so well. I'll be curious to see if these Sacramento Kings fans are selling their tickets to Warriors fans, because there's definitely a combination of both.
Players must love this. I mean, the travel in between, are you kidding me? Like,
Well, Draymond asked for it. He said, if there's anybody I want to play, it's Sacramento because of the travel. So he got his wish, but it kind of sounded like a backhanded compliment, because you're almost thinking like he said Sacramento because he thinks he can beat them. Matt, this is going to be a close series. And Kings do have home court advantage. The Golden One Center has been electric this entire season with that light, that beam, right? The chant. But this series is, a team with a lot of veteran experience, a lot of playoff experience, championship experience, versus a team who's just kind of happy to be here for moments. But to set the stage, Harrison Barnes, we got Coach Mike Brown. Both of these guys are part of the Warriors organization. Where do you think that there's some advantages the Kings have heading into the series?
I think the fact that the Kings don't really have anything to lose. Like, they're kind of, they're playing the champions. They're playing, a lot of people, a dynasty. You got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond, all the guys. I think we're gonna come out, and this Kings team is just they're almost playing with house money. Like, yeah, they're the higher seed, but it's not like, how do I put this? Okay, I feel like I don't know where the line is at or anything like that, but I don't think a lot of people expect the Kings to win this series. I really don't. Maybe I could be wrong on that, but myself,
well, the Warriors are favored right now to win this series, and the Kings are plus 225. Warriors are minus 290.
Which is crazy when you think about like the seeding matchups. But then again, it just goes to show, like, this Golden State team, are they really, if they were healthy all year long and every game mattered, there's no doubt in my mind they're one of the best teams in all of the West. And, you see that all across the league and stuff like that with players sitting out and the standings fluctuation. But I think the Kings can use their home court advantage. They can use their momentum. I think, come clutch time, I think De'Aaron Fox is one of the clutchest players in all of basketball. I mean, the guy is money down the line. So I wouldn't be surprised if he hits a couple big shots. They're such a fun team. Every time I watch a Kings game, I feel like it's an exciting, young, fun team.
Well, they're the best offensive team in the league. And it's like they put up points. We've seen them put up 179 or whatever it was against the Clippers earlier this year in that double overtime game. It's like they are a fun team to watch. Now, the problem is, can you get stops? And in the playoffs, this is where things change. In a 7-game series, it's about adjustments. It's about individual matchups. It's about getting stops. So teams will identify weaker points in an offense and in a defense and scheme in different things. And so I am curious to see how Mike Brown handles this whole situation. This has to be probably the funnest matchup of the entire first round, in my opinion. There should be a lot of points. There should be a lot of back and forth, because I don't think this Kings team is backing down. This isn't your typical cowbell Kings team. Like, there's an edge to this team, and I feel like they've been very disrespected over the course of this season. Everybody is counting them out of this series, is counting them out of the playoffs, and there's a lot at stake here, because this Kings team has made a lot of strides to become a contending team in the West, a top 3 team. We got to call it what it is at this point. And the Warriors now, obviously they're the defending champions. To knock off the defending champions, it's very tough, but they've had their own struggles. 11-30 this year on the road. And they've talked about it. The Jordan pull punch. Andrew Wiggins was gone for a lot of the season. There's a lot chemistry-wise that this Warriors team has to figure out. So I was kind of concerned. I was glad to see Andrew Wiggins come back. I think this is a big step for them. Gary Payton Jr. is now back. So it seems like they're almost hitting full stride.
So let me ask you something. To go back to what you just said a couple seconds ago. If the Kings lose this series, it was still a successful season, though, right?
I think it depends on the lens you're looking through. A typical fan, Sacramento Kings fan, I think you're looking at this as like, yeah, this is a win. This is a good season. We improved. We got better. I think we can go sign a free agent next year, make some trades. Like there's optimism as a Kings fan because you finally made the playoffs. But I think for the Sacramento Kings team, they feel like they should beat the Warriors. They're the number 3 seed for a reason.
Yeah.
So I think this Kings team, if you told them they lost to the, you could look into the future and that they lost the series, I think this would be a massive, not just a disappointment, a massive disappointment for a team that probably thinks they can go into a much deeper playoff run.
Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I don't see it. I think the Warriors are going to win this series. I think they're going to win it in 5. Maybe I'm a hater. I hope the Kings prove me wrong.
You got them in 5? Like just handling business quickly.
I'm going with the defending champs, Justin. I am. Like, I think, this is a team that has not been healthy all year long, but there's so many, even like the Gary Payton deal. Like Gary Payton played with this team. Like he knows the guys. Like this is a team that seems to it's like they have all their old, like veteran, not old, but they're veteran players. Yeah. They're Klay Thompsons, Draymonds, Currys. And then they got these young guys that seem to be on the come up as well. And I expect, Jordan Poole has been a little bit all over the place. I expect him to step it up come playoff time. Dante DiVincenzo, I don't know when that guy, every game I watch, it's like he's hitting 3 after 3 after 3. Like he's been awesome. Even Kuminga shooting threes. Like this is a really, really, really good Warriors team. And the road struggles is something that throws me off because, like, I remember watching a Mavs game a couple weeks ago, and they're talking about how bad the Warriors are on the road, and that's my one concern. Like, are they going to be able to flip the switch come playoff time?
Yeah,
but
that's everybody. That's everybody's concern about this team, and I think the road struggles will end. I think there'll be somewhat of an issue, but I think that they will end at some point. It's the playoffs now. So you're not just traveling to travel and playing to play. Like these games actually mean something. And all of these players on the Warriors have championship experience now. So the concern I have for this Warriors team is just, are they good enough? Right? We've talked about it. The Warriors will turn it on. We're not worried about the Warriors. Well, the Warriors were almost in the play-in tournament. Yeah. The Lakers almost caught them. They were only a half game ahead of the Lakers. And they didn't. They were 1 game out of the play-in. Like that's how close this team was to not having a secure playoff spot. So when everybody talks about the Warriors, we know that they're there. I get there's a fear factor. I get they have championship experience, but this team just hasn't played up to expectations all year, even with Steph Curry missing time or Wiggins missing time. So I'm going to give them the advantage of the series, but I think it goes 7. I think they have to go into Sacramento and get a win.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think they have to. And this is where I think the inexperience versus experience comes in. I think the Warriors can go into all the road struggles, the tides will be against the Warriors, back against the wall. But the difference for me in the series, and I would have picked the Kings in 7 if Andrew Wiggins wasn't back. I think getting a nice wing perimeter defender, an additional scorer, Gary Payton Jr. is healthy now. Some things are starting to go right for this Warriors team, but it was a Wiggins, Gary Payton Jr. move away. I would have picked the Kings in 7.
I'm going to put this out here now just so we can hopefully get a clip out of it with the timestamp. At the beginning of the season, I tweeted out that my prediction for the NBA Finals was Warriors-Bucks, right? So I kind of have to feel like I need to ride with the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think Golden State's going to turn it up. I
think that first game is going to be like Kings blowout.
Okay.
Like Kings by like 15. Kings by 10 or 15 points. I think they're going to put it on them. That you got to think the energy out there is going to be crazy. Yeah. And it's not like this team doesn't have any kind of veteran experience. When you talk about a guy like Harrison Barnes and Mike Brown, like those are 2 guys who have been in that locker room. So I don't think it's going to be easy. I think a lot more concerns are going to come out about this Warriors team after game 1 than like reassurance.
Okay. I like that. So you're saying I have Warriors in 5. You have Warriors in 7. Now, let's say the Warriors lose game 1 and 2, right? Yeah. Does that change things for you? Are you suddenly
I think they'll split the series. So here's how I think it plays out. I think they split game 1, game 2. I think the Warriors win game 3. Kings win game 4. I think the Kings can go into Golden State and win 1 game. Then I think the Kings win at home. So I think it's 3-3 going into game 7. And I think the Warriors experience championship pedigree plays its role in game 7.
I can't say I That would be so fun. Like, that sounds incredible. That's
the script writer, baby.
You're writing the perfect script. They need to hire you.
Because we got to see. I mean, it's going to be, you know what I'm saying, a Warriors series against LeBron. That's in the cards for sure.
Come on now. That's what you already know. That's what all the big TV networks want.
Oh, yeah. That does it, man, for us here at Champions Round in this series. Make sure you guys drop your thoughts and predictions on this Kings Warriors series. It should be a fun one. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the page, download the app, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.